taxes on imports from abroad are generally used by governments to help their own domestic industries or for bargaining power in trade affairs. In 2018, the United States levied tariffs on approximately $250 billion of Chinese goods to address issues related to unbalanced trade, intellectual property theft, and to reduce the massive U.S. trade deficit with China. Although supporters claimed that the tariffs would protect American jobs and companies, others warned against higher consumer prices, retaliatory action, and negative effects on economic growth. This video examines the effect of the 2018 USA-China tariffs on people, firms, and the economy in terms of prices, jobs, consumer choices, and trade relations. The tariffs put additional charges on the majority of Chinese imports, including electronics, machinery, and consumer goods. U.S. firms that relied on Chinese components paid higher costs, which were, in some instances, transferred to customers in the form of higher prices for everyday items such as smartphones, household appliances, and clothing. The inflation reduced the purchasing power of consumers and reduced product offerings, as some companies cut back on production or switched to other suppliers due to higher costs. Consumers thus suffered the cost of the tariffs in the end. For the employment aspect, the effects were mixed. A few domestic industries, such as steel and aluminum production, had beaten foreign competition, and some jobs were saved or even made. Most of the industries that depended on Chinese imports for production, however, experienced increased costs of production, and some fired workers or delayed hiring. The agricultural industry, on the other hand, suffered considerably due to China's import tariffs on U.S. goods, such as soybeans and pork, resulting in lost markets and financial stress for farmers. In total, there were winners and losers among different sectors, thereby creating an unequal impact on American labor. The tariffs also strained USA-China trade. China responded with its own tariffs on American exports, spreading the trade war and unsettling firms throughout the world. The tensions shattered global supply chains, slowed the growth of trade, and spurred companies to review their sourcing strategies. The long-term trade war underscored the interdependent nature of modern economics and the perils of protectionist policies. In short, the USA-China tariffs of 2018 reveal the complexity of using trade restrictions to advance national interests. Although designated to defend employment and encourage fair trade, the tariffs raised prices for consumers, disrupted business sectors, and strained international relationships. Policymakers must manage these different impacts wisely to make sure trade policies advance long-term economic expansion while also protecting businesses and their customers.